Hello, my name is Johan Falk. I'm a math and physics teacher in Stockholm, Sweden, which you might know if you have seen these videos before. This is a video about Spreadsheet Actions, a tool for doing stuff in Google Spreadsheets with a lot of students or people or something else that you have one on each row. And right now I'm talking about student workbooks, the student workbooks plugin. Which you can use to create workbook copies for each student, and then to color the content of the student workbooks, which I'm going to show you now how to do. To do this, we need a new plugin. It's called Student Workbooks, colorStudentWorkbooks. So I'm getting this code. Let's get the raw format. Go into the scripts for the spreadsheet. Archive, no, file, new script file. Let's call it colorStudentWorkbook. And select all, copy, select all, paste. And now we have a new plugin installed. Nice. Only thing we need to do now is to run this menu setup thing and have the new menu items appear. I just select or deselect something and the menu will be rebuilt. And now I have new options here, like mark cells in student workbook okay, not okay, or halfway done, color cells in student workbook, things like that. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I could mark that my students have written a test and mark with colors how the test turned out for them. To do this, I'm going to start by bringing in a copy from the workbook template. Here's my workbook template I added a reference to in the previous video. Let's go back to the Spreadsheet Actions here. Spreadsheet Actions, Actions, insert a copy from the workbook template. Go. Now it brings in a sheet here which looks like just like the relevant sheet in the student workbooks. Now I'm gonna say that all my students here have written the test. I mark these with, let's say that Bob didn't do it actually. I'm gonna mark that as a 0. In this one, I'm gonna now say mark a cell and say Spreadsheet Actions, bulk actions, mark cells in student workbook okay. Go. Now it's running for row 1, 2, and 4, but skipping Bob because he didn't write the test. And now we can see that the cell here is green. That is the OK color I'm using in my in my settings. And let's say that John and Alice had a good grade on this test, so I'm gonna color all of this green. Bulk actions, green. Mark OK. Ding, ding, ding. Now John Doe has all these things green. Let's just to play around a bit. Let's pretend these should be yellow. Bulk actions, halfway done. That's yellow right now. These are yellow for John Doe, but also for, let's see here, Johan Falk, that's me down here. Workbook link. These are also colored the same way. And I can, let's go back here. I can also mark things red. Bulk actions, mark not OK. For every marked student, this will now turn red. Kind of useful. I could do, there is one more action here I want to show you, something called color cells in student workbook. I can also just say mark cells in any color I like so, there, and say take these 3 cells and push the colors to the student spreadsheets. Bulk actions, colors cells in student workbook. This will copy the color from my my active selection here and push them to student workbooks. Tick, tick, tick. and it will now look like this in all the selected for all the selected students. Okay, that's I think that's it. Almost. Let's have a look at one of the a few of the options in this plugin, because down here are three interesting options. These are the most interesting, I guess. Here you can change what color to use for OK, not OK, and halfway done. You can either, this should be recognizable as CSS codes, which means you could write them in hex code or in some kind of name that CSS recognizes. You can Google for CSS color codes or CSS color names to find which colors you can use and how to use them. Okay, that's it for now. This is what Spreadsheet Actions can do right now. But the big idea with Spreadsheet Actions is that you can write new plugins. So for example, I'm going to write a plugin one of these days that reads the status of selected cells. So I can, for example, select all these cells and then have a bulk action saying count the number of OK cells. And then I will get a tally of how many cells are OK for each student. Or I could push content, change whatever is written in this cell in all the student workbooks. Or I could, I don't know, add comments. I could add new lines, insert rows, things like that. I can add new actions and add them as plugins in Spreadsheet Actions. That's the idea with Spreadsheet Actions. If you like coding, well, let's stop here actually. I hope you find this interesting enough to start to try it out and comment on this video if you have any ideas or if you get stuck. And yeah, good luck. See you around. Bye.